Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Corviday, aka the Vampire Witch, and you are listening to the first audio only edition of Ramblings of a Vampire Witch. Some of you know I have had this YouTube channel for a long time now, and I rarely release videos. I have never really been one to record video content. I tried with TikTok and that worked for a bit, but I had the boredom of COVID lockdown to throw me into wanting to do that. But that hyper focus lasted about a couple weeks and I never touched it again. And I have a couple YouTube videos, but come to find out, my shadow side really hates seeing myself on video. It's caused me to have some issues with being able to turn out video content, mostly because I don't like editing the video. Something about playing video over and over of myself and watching that is a big ick for me. That's the reason why I haven't put out more video content. But recently, something in my brain clicked like, hey, you don't necessarily have to be on camera to release longer format content. So here I am, trying it out, trying to do the audio only thing, putting a video cover on it to release to YouTube as well, just to see how this all works. So this is my first attempt at releasing something publicly. I did an audio only recording podcast thing for my Patreon first. They were the first to check it out, and it seemed to work out well, and it had decent reviews. So I'm here seeing what people think on the YouTubes about it. Speaking of Patreon, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreon supporters, my Coffin Club, my longtime Patreon supporters especially. You guys are incredible, and you guys are the reason why I'm able to continue to do what I do. So real quick, Gabe, Marcy, Michelle, Catherine, Shane, Kirby's, Clinton, Erica, Jade, Jen MC, Raven, Surge, Tim, Charlie, Ellen, Ian, Lestelle, Lorene, Morpheus V, Buck, Julia, Mona, and Morikai. Thank you guys so much for your support and being part of Coffin Club. It means the world to me. You have no idea. If anyone's interested in joining Coffin Club to get sneak peeks and behind the scenes info about what all I have going on, please check me out at patreon.com/thevampirewitch. All right, so what do we have going on here with these audio only podcasts that I'm doing? Originally, when I came up with the idea to do the Ramblings of the Vampire Witch series, I wanted to record content that discussed things within the vampire community or vampire culture from my point of view. I have a lot of experience. I have seen some shit, been through a thing or two, and I have learned a lot of things along the way, the very hard way, which we all do. But I figured since I have, my own experience, my own unique experiences, I could talk about that. That was kind of the plan the whole time when I wanted to make videos, but again, I was getting so hung up on the perfectionism that it was keeping me from being able to do what I wanted to do with the videos. So these audio only podcasts are like another round of trying to figure out where I'm comfortable and hoping that this method will allow me the opportunity to get out what I need to say and get the words out and actually release the things. The goal is to have a series of episodes that will take us through a myriad of different topics. So far, I have things like I want to do an FAQ kind of video that goes over the frequently asked things and frequently talked about topics when one gets to the vampire community, and go through some of those topics from my point of view of being in things for a while and kind of getting a scope of more of the community than the average content creator. I would like to do some videos about the history of the vampire community as well as sociology of the vampire community. I find myself being fascinated at looking at vampire culture and community from like a sociology kind of lens, I guess. There's been a bunch of people who have done the same over the years, but you find, or at least I have found, that there is not a whole lot going on in recent times when it comes to like there being papers written on the sociology of the vampire culture and community and stuff like that. It seems that there was a lot of academic popular well, I don't wanna say a lot, but there was some academic attention given to the vampire community in, I wanna say, like, of the years around, like, 2015. I wanna say, like, 2012 to, like, maybe 2017, there was a bunch of papers written. Don't quote me on that, but there is a bunch of academic papers written on vampire culture and community that are very fascinating, but I would love to see more of that happening in the 2020s and see if anything has changed. But that's a subject for another day, but we'll dive into that. I clearly have feelings about that. Then I would like to talk about, more magic and witchcraft in the vampire community, what vampire magic is, what vampire witchcraft is. I have a hard time actually giving people answers to that when they ask me on Facebook because they want me to try to explain a very involved and nuanced thing in a comment section on a Facebook post. And I take mild offense to that notion. And it's not even just with vampire magic. I'm just like, anytime somebody's like, please explain this entire doctrine of magic to me in a Facebook comment, I'm just like, do you have any idea what you're asking? But maybe, I get spicy about everything, so who's surprised? But I do want to make an episode that talks about that kind of thing so I can direct people to it and be like, here are my thoughts and see what other people think and how they feel about, vampire witchcraft and magic and things of that nature. There's so many other potential topics that I could get into, and I probably will get into, but I do want to keep this particular episode short because, not gonna lie, this is a test for me to see if I can produce said YouTube video out of audio recording and see if this is a viable option to produce YouTube content. So, if you have listened this far, first, I appreciate you immensely. Thank you so much. Second, please let me know in the comments how you feel about this format. If there's anything I can improve on, if there's anything I could add or do to make it better, please let me know. I am open to suggestions. I also would love to know if there's any particular topics you would like to hear me talk about. Please also leave that in the comments. I figured out that I am much better inspired when people ask me specific questions that I can ramble on about. So keep the rambling going and let me know what I should ramble about. With that said, though, I'm going to end this here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You're the shit. Much love, y'all. Until next time.